Welcome to Boston College Interruption. I'm Kyle Maslan.
I'm Ari Malliaros.
And we're going to be talking about what's going on in the BC sports world on campus right now. So let's begin. So do you think if BC's basketball was a top 25 team, would most games sell out in Conti Forum?
If you would define most games as like Friday, Thursday, Saturday conference games, I think those would definitely sell out just because people would be enthusiastic. They would be excited about that. But in the city of Boston, I don't know if too many people are enthusiastic about BC athletics to the point where we'd get a lot of people to fill in the rest of Connie. And also, I don't know if on Tuesday nights if a lot of students would still come out, but I would definitely be going more if we were a top 25 team.
See, I'm not even sure if it needs to be top 25. I think we need to stay competitive. If we can entertain, we had a couple entertaining games this past couple weeks. Against UNC, we were a very entertaining game. By the end of that game, it was pretty much a sellout between UNC fans and Boston College fans. And that's one thing to keep track of. It's not just BC fans, it's also the opponent fans. We're in a big-time conference in the ACC. There are a lot of traveling fan bases like Syracuse and like UNC that will come here as well, especially if we're competitive to see a great game like UNC and Syracuse saw. So I think if it's a great game, would come out on a Tuesday night because I think they'd rather go and watch a game than do a little extra studying for chemistry. Sure. So, on to our next question. True or false? Do you look forward to wearing your superfan shirt, and do you think it's a great part of the BC culture?
You know, a lot of people like to make fun of the superfan shirt or say it looks like mustard or insult it. Frankly, I love the superfan shirt. I think when you see Boston College on TV and it's a big game like the USC game or the Florida State game, you see that sea of gold. I think that's very unique to Boston College. I think it's a very unique school color. I love it, and I hope we never change to maroon or any other colors for our student section shirt.
See, I'm with you. I think there's something nice about the brightness of the superfan shirt. I think it looks great when everyone's wearing it in a big stadium, and it really just sets a tone for what the BC community is like and how we can rally together. However, I wouldn't be opposed if they went to a different color, but however, I think it's important that you have a shirt that everyone wears and becomes synonymous with the Boston College brand. Because the superfan shirt really has to do with the brand and how big-time athletics always have brands. You know what the U is. You know what other great schools do. USC is synonymous with Hollywood and California. So the superfan shirt is something that can be synonymous with Doug Flutie, with the BC sports culture going on. So I really think that whether it stays gold or not, we need to have a superfan shirt. So it was recently announced that they're having a new $200 million investment into the athletic centers. As ugly as a Plex may seem, is it true there's something beautiful that you will miss about it when it's gone?
Well, definitely, just even from an exercise standpoint, I mean, the air conditioning is either terrible or there's none of it, so that definitely helps you sweat more when you're working out. There is a little bit of a charm to it, but to be honest, when you go to other campuses like Syracuse or Northeastern or BU, you sort of see what we could have. And, I think that maybe we'll miss a few things about the Plex, but I'm very excited to have a very new state-of-the-art workout facility here on campus.
I'm with you on the lack of air conditioning. In the summertime, in the warm months, it can be a pain. However, when it's cold like this, it's not bad to be able to get a good sweat on and unthaw yourself from the walk down. However, I just feel like it's just so small compared to some other similar universities, and a lot of it could be a little updated, especially appearance-wise. The machines and the weights are obviously good and functional for the workout. I go multiple times a week. However, I cannot imagine a little bigger of a place to go that would really make it more enjoyable to be able to go and not have to hustle and bustle with fellow students to try to get a weight. So on to our next question. What do you think the loss of Shea Field in the upcoming years will hurt BC tailgating going forward?
Well, I think it's a very nice piece of property, and it's so close to Alumni Stadium, so it's very cool. Once you walk onto Shea Field, you see all of your friends. There's a certain atmosphere, a certain electricity. And when you go to Brighton campus, I think you lose some of that just because you're not as close to campus. You have to take a shuttle. But at the same time, I'm excited to see what the administration is going to do. I mean, we do have a lot of space there. Let's see if we can get more parking or if we can make it fun somehow. And honestly, if once everyone's on Brighton campus, I'm sort of excited.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think losing Shea is going to be the biggest deal. I think a lot of people, and a lot of the best tailgating happens in the parking lots outside Alumni. Like the Mod parking lot is a lot of great tailgating. Starting this year, there's a lot of extra regulations on the Shea Field tailgating. You had to have special wristbands and special permits to get on. I feel like that killed some of the atmosphere that is usually around tailgating, where it's people, especially in a college when everyone knows each other, you can come up to a friend's family and just say, hey, what's up? However, with the wristbands, you don't have the same freedom to just go up and talk to friends who you know there without getting the real regulation. So on to our last question. In light of the new allegations, do you think less of Peyton Manning as a player, character, and will this hurt his legacy?
I think that maybe it could hurt his legacy, but at least for me, I look at these football players. Tom Brady, he left a pregnant Bridget Moynihan for Gisele Bündchen. I mean, these guys, you can admire their work ethic, but at the end of the day, you don't really know who they are once the lights go off. It doesn't change what I think of Peyton Manning as the player. You know, SEC football, you know that stuff like this happens. I mean, we're not talking about like biblical figures or infallible people. To be honest, I'm not that surprised that something like this happened in a culture that really like glorifies athletics and almost gives athletes a god complex. So no, I don't think less of Peyton Manning, and this may hurt his legacy, though, with the general public, who sort of does have that unrealistic mindset for athletes.
See, I agree. Personally, when you judge him as a football player, it does nothing. It does not change what he's done on the field. It does not change his 2 Super Bowl rings. It does not change his records. However, people like to look at athletes as role models, and I do feel like this will affect his role model ability and maybe some potential TV jobs or GM jobs going forward.
Good point.
That is it for us here in Chestnut Hill. I'm Kyle Maslan.
I'm Ari Malliaros.
And please keep up with the Talon and BC Interruption on YouTube. Thank you very much and have a good night.